hit record. Stephen, you're good to go? Your book delivering? Any questions?
No, I think the only question I'm gonna have is I think once we're kind of done is I definitely think I want to sign up for this and
Okay,
get on board and just kind of maybe you can help me with
for
how much
sure.
exactly that is, what the difference between the different programs and then done for you and stuff like that. So, but we could do
Gotcha.
that later if you want.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
Stephen, are you loving it?
Sorry, guys. Sorry. Go ahead, Stephen. That's twice I interrupted you.
Okay, that's all good. Loving what?
I mean, you already have the CRM. You know how to set up a funnel. You know how to set up a workflow. I mean, more than you did last week.
More than I did last week. I will say that. I will probably not do it again. Just because like it'd be, I can hire a VA to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've
I mean,
got
you
a
can
VA
hire
that
me.
kind of
You
does
can
it, but
hire me to do it. I found actually I had two people reach out to me that want help setting up all their things. So I was like, sure, I can do that. And some of it's just automatic like AI, but some of it's also because I've done it before, I can just copy mine and edit, right? It's just easier than spending all the time. You know, the intent was not to make you a funnel builder, Stephen.
yeah, no,
Right?
it would
But I'm
be
gonna put in the chat the link for Mindpal, and I think that's it. And we can do it together if we want that. We can show you, I can show you that. But yeah, Sherry, I can help you with whatever. Just reach out. I am starting my Christmas season, kicks off Saturday, so we're prepping. It's like 600,000 people are coming. And so yeah, it's crazy. So, and it's 30 days. Like, so I will be, but it's all night. It's all like during the lights at night. So I have every day. So I'll have time to get you set up or do whatever to be able to answer questions. But that's why I wanted to do everything last week before
Yes.
this,
Yeah, and like I'm
right?
gonna do it in the next day or two, like probably today
Yeah.
or tomorrow kind of thing. So
Yep.
yeah,
Yep. You
perfect.
don't have a version or you do have a version? You
I
just need to
don't have a version.
Okay.
Nope. I was
Perfect.
using something called Left Main for a long time, which is a
Okay.
Salesforce based thing, but
Yes.
I'm not using that anymore. So
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, this is way easier. If you wind up signing up, I can share my funnels very easily if we're under the same kind of umbrella. There's a lot of different high levels out there, but just because you're there doesn't mean you have to stay there forever either. So that's a nice one. But we can
yeah,
set
that's
up
what
a
you're
web,
saying. Yeah.
we can do a website, we can do landing page, you could do whatever. You can do forms. I actually was playing with forms last night because I was the rainmaker for the challenge, which, last week too. And so I brought in all the leads and then figured out like how I could import all of the different like deals so I could go back to those agents and then follow up. So I was playing with that yesterday because I've never really used this for real estate or like lead gen, that kind of stuff. I did for the candy store, but it's a little different. Obviously, it's retail. So anywho, I think there's a lot of ways you can play with it. So okay. Do we want to do the AI? Do we want me to show you QR codes? Do we have a
I
vote?
think AI,
The AI part?
AI for me.
Okay. All right, cool. And there's a lot of things you can do, but what I'm going to do is I'll share the screen and then I'll show you what I shared with you. Share. I think that's it. Okay. All right. So I am a part of a mastermind that did a class. It was called Lead Laundering, and it was about how to get people on your list for like very little money, right? So in real estate land, we talk about buying leads and all this stuff, right? You have prop stream and all this stuff. But what if you had people that you ran an ad and they were just giving you their information, or they were trying to find you because they liked what you had, right? And so, like, that's what I do for the candy store. You know, they get free candy for their birthday. That's an easy pitch. They know exactly what it is and they sign up. Um, and so I get that for like 5 cents a lead, right? So what if there was somebody kind of like that was inbound? Like, how could you do that? And how could you build a list of buyers? How could you build a list of lenders? How could you buy a list of wholesalers? Like, how could you do it? And so that's kind of what this does. So like, anyway, this is Mindpal, which is an AI service. You can pay a monthly fee, and it will allow you to, remember we talked a little bit about having, using AI to be all of your like assistants. You can build a GPT, but Mindpal will actually do it for you. And they'll help you click them all together so everything's automated. So it's a different software. But Reed, who's in my mastermind, created this for all of us when we were talking about how do we get leads for cheap? How do we build how do we build things to draw in people who want our um, lead magnet? And that's what this does. So I don't know, I've never done it for real estate. So let's just do real estate investing. Let's see what it says. Okay. And I'm just going to do my name. There we go. But I did put the link in so you can do it. And I believe it's going to email you the results. And we'll do my email. Okay, you can ask for approval for each step or not. We'll just leave it alone and we're going to hit submit and let's see what, I don't know why I put Tracy at the end of that. Let's see what it says though. Is it going to work? What's happening? Submit. Ah, there we go. Okay, so let's remove this. Well, I can't. Let me edit this a little bit. It should not be real investing, Tracy. Real estate investing, Tracy. But it could be. All right, save. Okay, so let me move us out of the way here. Sometimes the pictures from Zoom are in the way. Okay, so here we go. So here's one. Mastering Real Estate Investing, a comprehensive guide to building wealth. Okay, tells you the cover design. This is the first suggestion, okay? All I did was put in this. This is what it's telling us. It's ebook creator, okay? There's all your things. Da, 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 da. Okay. This is why it's important. You can just cut and paste this and put it into something else. Okay, that's number one. So here's the second one. This book should be, hold on a second. It should let me see the next one. Come on. What happened? Can I do something? There's someplace I have to hit something. Ebook. Oh, continue. Continue. So it's going to show me the next thing. No, no, no. It should show me the next thing. Hold on. Do. Everything in Zoom. What is happening here? Come on now. Pay attention. Come on. Oh my goodness. It doesn't like me right this second. I don't know what is going on. Maybe because I have 800 tabs open. That's on me. All right. So get rid of this. Okay. You close this. Let me just close a couple things. This one, this one, this one. Okay. Let's see if it will bring. Come on. Work with me. It's spinning. Basically, I'll explain what it does and has done is that, good grief. All right, I guess we're gonna go back. Yeah, no kidding. Okay, let's go back and see if it likes me. But basically what it does is you put in your niche, you put in your name, your email, and then it's gonna give you like as many suggestions as possible for you to do your thing. And so let's see. So here, they give us an ebook, okay? So then they should give us now, oh, it's still generating. That's why. Do you see how it's generating it right now? So now it's going to get to the bottom of that. And then once it's done, okay, then it's going to create the next one and the next one and the next one. So let's just see the list of ideas, a specialist. Oh, now it's going to do that one. Okay. It's giving you, here's a comprehensive list of innovative ideas for real estate investing by theme. So you could have a list like, these are all the ways you can invest for real estate. Okay, that's the next one. Here we are. Strategy guide for real estate investing. You can create a guide. So then that's doing it. You can do a consultation. You can create a cheat sheet for your niche. So let's say you were doing land. Okay. You can create a process map for that niche. You can create a slideshow. You can create the sales copy. But here's the thing, you don't have to do it. It's doing it for you. So plan out a Trello board on this topic. Create an SOP. Create sales copy. This is all the things. So this AI, do you see how many there are here? It's just going and going and going and going and going and going. It's just going to keep generating things until I tell it to stop. Like plan out dice around the niche, design coins around, like some people get coins and stuff, right? Create physical cards. So like they have a deck of cards for like marketing, how to create your headline, how to create your title, how to, right, with all or sales techniques. They have cards for anything. Create a sticker design for your niche, right? Design patches, do a t-shirt, come up with Canva designs. It just goes on and on and on and on. So like I shared that link with you. You could play with this if you were now, obviously, the more clear you are what you're talking about. Like I could have put candy stores and it would have given me very, right, bulk candy stores located in downtown or Main Street of communities. And it would have created all these things based on what I gave it. Now I did very simple, right? Goodness, hold on. But here we are. So that's AI. So like it's still going. So this one below is a simplified textual representation of the process map. So you can cut and paste. Sometimes you can even have it do the programming for you. Okay, so all
That's
these
crazy.
things, it's crazy. Like Tracy, real estate consulting transformed my approach to investing. What our clients say, they'll create testimonials for you. When I created my first one, I was like, give me some testimonials for my wholesaling business, and it created all these ones. Susan did right, and I could just cut and paste it. Um, which whether or not you feel like that's right or fair, the reality is that's what most people are doing. You got to start somewhere. So strategy guide, um, maximizing returns, right? Understanding your market, yada, yada, yada. But I mean, you see, this is what it is, right? So then you go back and then we could do it for something else, right? You could do it for lending, you could do it whatever. So you could play with that today and that would tell you all the things. The other thing is like you can build a GPT. So I'm going to show you that part. Let me get you in here. So we talked a little bit about having something that is you, right? You could create your own GPT that talks like you. Okay. And these are all the ones I was like playing with. But one of the things you can do, make sure I'm in the right place. I'm in chat. I need to be in OpenAI. Hold on a second. Is this one? Let's see. You know you're in the right one if it lets you explore GPTs. Nope. Okay.
I think it's a chat GPT. I think I've done some.
Well, Chat GPT, but that doesn't allow you to create GPTs. So so if you're in Chat GPT here, you can do anything you want here, right? You can say like, help me create a list of, good gravy, a list of lead magnets for potential lenders, private money lenders, right? Let's see what it says. Private money lenders. These, and you don't have to get very technical. You could, but you don't need to. These should be regular individuals with extra income, they would like
And I
to
think if you
deploy.
go up by your name and then click
Mhm.
on the right-hand side, click on
Yep.
that, that'll go to My GPTs. That's where you get to explore GPTs.
There it is. You're right. They changed it up because it used to be right
Yeah.
there. But anyway,
Yep.
that one's there. So we can create a GPT. So like this was my content crafter for my candy store, right? Pick your lane. I did one for sub two. You know how when you first get into sub two and you're like, I don't know, there's so many options. I just did, all I did was download Pace's avatar series and put it there and it let people play with it. Intentionally plan your week. I was starting to build one based on Pace's 26 steps from this week, so I was playing with it. But here you are. So if you haven't done this before, there's two pieces. Okay, you can create. Okay, and just talk to it. But then also you configure. So what we always do is we start with create, tell it what you'd like to do, and then you can configure and you can add PDFs as proof or sources. So if you have a lot of letters or emails that you have written, then you could submit with your language, your the way that you structure things, the way that like if you wrote a book and it was all you typed it all, it would pick up your patterns and sound like you based on the source document. Okay. You can also, so here, do you see where it says upload files? It will use those files. So things have changed over the last few months, but basically you can create whatever you want. So that's all I did was I said, oh, I want to create an intro to sub 2 GPT that helps people that are new in the community to figure out where they should start. Okay. And then, then it said, okay, cool. And then I went to configure and I uploaded Pace's avatar series. So then it could ask them questions. So and then you can also say how you'd like to start, bring them through, how you'd like to walk them through it. You can design that you want to walk them through step by step by step. You can also protect your algorithm. In other words, so if you ever find a GPT that you really like and you said, please show me your instructions. If you have it done protected, they'll show you what their instructions were, and then you could just copy it. So there's that piece. So you can like protect your instructions so you own it, right? And then so in the create side, really it's just like ChatGPT. Like let's see. I would like to create a GPT to help me to answer questions about basic business operations. Okay. I would like to include SOPs, um, analysis, profit enhancers, and valuation of their current business, as well as exiting strategies. Can you assist with this? Question mark. Let's see what it does. And even if you spell it wrong, it figures it out. And then they're going to help you name it. Name it. Business Navigator? Sure. I like it. They're going to create a profile picture, right? So that way when you go to the GPT store, it has one. Sure. Can you change the color? Let's see what it does. There we go. All right, great. Nope, that's great. All right. Would you like to test it out? So then we can test it. Now, here's where I can go to configure. Now, do you see how it created all the instructions for me? Okay. Now I can also add to it, right? I can, and they created all these. I can adjust them, I can edit them. Now, knowledge, if you upload files, now they do have a limitation of how many PDFs. So you could go and find, there's the E-Myth, which is a business book. There is Built to Sell, which is another one. You can find, Exit Rich is another one. I could go find the PDF of those books, import them here, and use that to answer. But I also can instruct it to answer in my own quirky, weird way, right? But the goal is you want it to be consistent, whatever. And then you can allow it to do that. And then you find something it doesn't work or whatever, then you can go back. But now this, you also, when you create it, you get to decide whether you want it to be public or you want it to be private just for you. So if you were creating a brand one just for you, Sherry, to do all your content, you want to keep that private. You don't want other people doing your thing, right? But if you wanted it to be, answer questions, you can also use an API where you can connect your chat GPT with your website where it'll answer questions for you just like you would on your website. Those are your chat bots.
So do you tell it here private, or is there somewhere you have to?
After we create it right up here, it'll ask us.
Okay, gotcha.
It's not created yet. This is just like the playing, right? So we can go to the create and it's like saying, okay, do you want to try it? Sure. How do I create my valuation of my business? Let's just ask it something pretty basic. Okay. Right, and it's going to do, and I should have done it over on this side, but the point is like, now it's going to tell me how to do it. That's it. And it's doing based on what's out in the world, and it's pulling it in. And most of the time, it's pretty accurate, right? Income-based to pros, market-based, normalized financials. So now, though, now that it's doing that, I'm going to say, please make sure that you ask first whether the business is professionally run or run by the owner, because the answers are different based on the state of the business. Okay, that's it. We save that, you save that, it does its thing. And we go back over here. And you could even make that one of the first questions, right? So there we are. Please make sure to ask leading questions to help understand the business better before answering question. Got that. Okay, so we're gonna go back over here. So now we've got that and it's updated it. You can see it's updating it and it's like, how can I improve my monthly sales? I don't know. Let's see what it does. Now it should technically, if I did it right, it should be asking me some questions first. I don't know, improving this, done. Is your business professionally run or owner managed? Right? We just told it to do that. Okay. This distinction will help tailor. So, and then they're also asking other questions. Could you share more about your business? What is it? What's your sales strategy? Are you relying on walk-in customers, online sales, business to business? Do you see how that all of a sudden Now I have something that I can put on my website that's going to answer questions about business and growing businesses, right? Or improving. So I'll just say, I am owner managed. Where am I? I am an owner managed candy store that relies both on e-commerce and local traffic. We sell bulk candy. Let's see what it does. I spelled it wrong, but it usually figures it out. Okay. Thanks for sharing, right? So it's going to give me a whole bunch of promotions. But like, what did that take? 5 seconds, right? Now, if I want to make it more about me, right? If I'm promoting me, which is what PACE is kind of encouraging us to do, well, then I could say, I could name it like, make it brand specific. So I could change it and then I could put it over here, right? Business Navigator, and I could put with Tracy Gunn. Okay. And then I could say, assist with business operations, advice from Tracy, a long time business owner and exit strategist. Let's just say, okay. All right, and then I'm going to say this, and then you can edit this, right? So this GPT is to assist users, right? Please speak using Tracy Gunn. Personality, which is upbeat, friendly, optimistic, and educational. She operates from the perspective that any business can be successful and every owner can do whatever they set their mind to. All right, we're just going to say that. We're going to leave it alone. We're going to go back over here. It's going to remember it. Can you tell me about about Tracy? Let's see. Let's see if it does. I don't know if it does, but again, we play, right? Here you go. It's been updated. Now it's going to talk about me, right? So Sherry could be like, can you tell me about Sherry? This is why you should work with me. This is why I'm at this. But if you could put this on your website, people could ask you questions. I was playing with one about foreclosure, right? Someone gets a foreclosure notice and they're like, Google search, like, what do I do? Somebody wants to foreclose on my house. And it's like, well, what do you want to do? And it would help them problem solve, but all from the perspective of like, I'm an expert in this area. I'm a professional problem solver. Let me help you in the privacy of your own home without any stress. And maybe, right, you can also shade it to be more like leaning towards selling with a fresh start. And then when it does, like, I know these people who can, and you can recommend a few. You could actually charge people to be on this list to recommend. That's what a lot of people are doing.
So you can put this on your website somehow through
An
Go.
API. Yep. And that's
Okay.
just basically, it's like an address, a direction. Remember we talked about GPS, and it lets you kind of get your API here, you plug it in and they kind of are linked. It's looking for each other and it will respond. Yep. So that's something that you can do. And then think about like all the questions you answer. Think about all your emails. Think about all the emails that you respond to with silly questions over and over and over again. I was thinking about what Pace was saying this weekend about how before someone books a call, I should have a little video about like, hey, I'm so glad we're gonna get to meet and talk. Like, if you haven't, maybe check this out. Make sure that we spend our time together. Like, this is what I do. If you don't know anything about valuing your business, go to this page and do that first so we could talk about the outcome. So we have something to talk about that's valuable for you, blah, 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 right? And you can have them all these links. You can ask do you have any questions before you book? Blah, 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 right? And so, I mean, there's a lot of things you can do, but when you start to think about, okay, what are the things that I'm doing every day that I don't need to be doing, that are repetitive, and that Chat GPT probably could answer better, right? And so, does that make sense? So, like, you can build that here. So
That's
now
awesome.
we'll create this, right? So I'm going to put it, anybody with the link. We'll just say that. Do you see how that does, right? Only me, anyone with the link. But the other thing is you could build this very easily. You could have a VA build this, but you could build it with all of your, like, submit a whole bunch of your, like, make cut, paste, cut, paste, cut, paste, cut, paste into Google Docs, a whole bunch of your emails that you're responding to, right? Your terminology, your language patterns. Then save that, print it as a PDF, upload it. Now it's going to use that and your tone, your verbiage, right? Add in whatever thoughts you have, some of your stories, some of your content, whatever, and then upload that there. And then you can create your content from that based in your terminology, your right. And then we talked about, like, what if now your VA can go in and be like, can you create 6 posts for Facebook about lending? What went wrong? Make one what went wrong, make one what went right, make one lessons I've learned, and make one this, right? And you could program it to do that automatically. And if you just put a topic and it'll give you 5 different ones, one for each of those things, right? You can just whatever you want to do. But do you see how that's like pretty positive, right? And then because here we are, we're being called, and that's really honestly, remember we had the gentleman, can't remember his name, that let us have the free content or whatever, right? Based on that document, that form we had filled out. That's exactly what he was doing. He was taking the form, he plugged it in as the base of all of the content, and then it just created it. That's all that he did. So that we were all like, oh, right. Now, of course, yes, it's building, um, pictures. Now, a lot of these will do pictures. Canva will let you do that. You can actually have a ton of topics with the words, right? The posts, and then make it a CSV file, which is like a worksheet file. Save it as that, upload it to Canva, and it'll make different pictures for all the things. And then all of a sudden you have it. And now you just hand it to your VA or have your VA do it, and they could schedule it out in high level, right? Without having to think about it, right? I mean, how much nicer is that to not have to do that?
That's
It's
crazy.
crazy. It's crazy. I mean, the things it can do. So I'm going to go to view. I think it will let me go here. Okay. The other thing I'll just show you quick. I think this is really cool. So let me see. I was creating content. This is my lead magnet. So some of these, okay, so here we are. This helps create a lead magnet offer, okay? So I need a lead magnet for my candy store. Let's see what it does. Okay, I just want to show you how you can daisy chain them, right? It wants to ask me questions. Families are my main customer. Okay, there we go. All right, so it's going to do what specific problem do they have? I hate that. I'm like, candy stores do not. They're just they're celebrating the day. There we go. Let's see what it does for me. Got it. Okay. How do most people try? Oh, good grief. Ice cream store. Sure.
So this is a GPT you created, right?
Nope, it's somebody else's.
Oh,
I'm just playing with it, but I'm just showing you how we can daise it. Why aren't the currents not fun for the whole family? Not everybody wants ice cream. Okay, sure. I don't know. I'm just trying to get it to answer so we can move on to the next thing. Hold on a second. Oh, okay. Bulk candy, with tons of choices for everyone. Sure. Let's just see what it does. Okay, there we go. Oh, good grief. None. I just wanted them to give me an answer so we can daisy chain it. None. There we go. All right, fine. Okay, is this an offer? Intro. Product. Okay, so we're going to do an intro product. All the details now, it's going to create the lead magnet. Okay, these are all the lead magnet ideas. So then I'm going to pick one and then I'm going to bring a different one in. Okay. Oh, big bulk candy quiz. I like number 8. Number 8. Beautiful. Okay. And again, you can do a quiz in high level. That's an easy thing to do. Okay. So find your perfect candy mix without overthinking. 1. Sure. See if it's going to do it. Okay. All right. Now it's going to create the landing page copy for my funnel. This is online. Okay. Beautiful. So it's done all that, right? And it's going to write out all the things we get and the features, yada, yada, yada. Okay. But now what I can do, as long as, do you see all the list is on the side, Sherry, here? If I have it listed and I've used it, I can do add and then I can pick it. So newsletter sign up and it will remember everything before. And now, for my candy store. And it's going to use what it created and build from there instead of copying and pasting and going into a different GPT, which I thought was super cool. All right. And so that's going to do that. But it's already been seasoned with my other things. Same for you. You could have your brand expert, right, about you, and then you could tag in a new lead magnet using all of that brand expert. Does that make sense? And then it's just daisy chaining. And as long as you can see it and you've used it before, it will let you find it. And then you're just daisy chaining it. So that is kind of how that works. So let me stop share. There we go. All right. Any question? I mean, there's just a lot you could do. You could play and play and play and play. When I was opening my candy stores down here, I went into Midjourney, which makes pictures and all that stuff. And I was just like, design a candy store that would be welcoming and friendly and happy, right? And then it would create, and it's like, okay, create one with more wood. Create one with this. I need a bulk candy area with jars, not plastic bins. And just kept creating beautiful pictures of stores that I could use. Like something I would never have created. Or like you can create an infographic. I did this for the candy store too. I did it for exiting too. But basically, you just like create for me an infographic on these 10 topics, right? And the idea of an infographic, it's going to talk you, it's your map, right? To whatever your goal is. So if my goal is to open a candy store, it's going to take me on each one. The infographic's going to be just a one sheet wonder with the 10 steps. You don't have to give away the farm. It's just enough to like show them you know what you're talking about, right? 10 steps to opening or to becoming a lender, 10 steps to investing in your first real estate property without having to do any of the work, right? And then it will create it, but it would create the graphic, and then you could take that into Canva and tweak it. It gives you a starting place, right? Without you having to come up with everything. So that is that for that. But yeah, so I mean, AI is pretty, again, it's amazing what you can do and how you can get all of these things done, but you do have to invest the time to set it up. And the more you do it, the more it learns your voice, your mannerisms, your quirky personality, right? To make it not be so cookie cutter. And now it's building a relationship and they feel like they know you already. right? There's this theory about that people have to experience you like 11 times in 7 different places for at least 4 hours or something. There's like this number before they feel comfortable enough to give you money, right? But what if, so now think about this, when Pace comes, we spend 4 days with him. Right? When we go on a Zoom, it's 3 hours, and then we go to the next Zoom or whatever, right? And he's integrate like, but that's people before they even get to sub 2 have probably watched him on this one, on that one, an ad, a post, the free class, family night. Like he's in all these, right? It's the same thing for us as a brand, is that they have to interact with us in a bunch of different places in a bunch of different ways unless they have one deep, meaningful connection, right? And then once they have that, that connection will override whatever maybe they see online. Like if I just got a 1-star review for something my staff had done and whatever. And so, now the people who have loved me for 18 years and know me, know my kids, I know their kids, I've been giving them free candy for decades. They're going to that's not even going to be a factor in their world, right? But people who are new to my world, no idea. Like that's not a good thing, right? And so it just depends what you're building out and how you're connecting. And if you can use AI to help bolster that, right? Giving without you having to physically, mentally do it, it's worth it,
I'm
right?
wondering if you could, I was just making some notes, but I was like wondering if you could take like Pace's YouTube channel and be like,
You
create my
can.
YouTube channel to flavor sort
Yep.
of like that. You know what I mean? Something.
Yep, you can use it as a source. Now ChatGPT, and there's another one. So there's Claude, which some of them are better than others. ChatGPT, it can write code, but I found Claude was a little bit better at it. Perplexity
Wow.
answers Claude.ai, I think, or IO. It's just another one of them I pay for. I pay for both of them. Perplexity will answer questions and walk you through and will write your whole dang book, right? So like there's just different ones that do different things, and some are better at more conversational, some are more generic. Um, but and Mindpal allows you to build all these AI bots that are going to do all these things. So Mindpal's another one, just using AI, but to build all these things that are working together. And so some people are building out their whole businesses with all of these GPTs that are all strung together. Like once they get the order, then it sends it to this GPT that does this, that does this, that assigns it here, that does that, like buys the label. Like it's there. Now my mentor and my other mastermind, he says that the theory is that within the next year, because of AI, we'll have our first $1 billion company that's with one person,
Yeah, I'm sure.
right? Google,
Well,
all
what
these
was it?
companies
The
are more profitable because they got rid of their customer support staff. They all had record years, not because they've grown per se, but because they reduced payroll.
right. Yeah, what was it? Pace was saying that one guy, something about, humans are gonna be reduced to like cockroaches or whatever, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's some scary parts where it can go too.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. This is one thing that he shares with us all the time. I'm going to like an AI convention in January. But his point is like 99.9% of the world have never even used ChatGPT. And so,
I actually use it a lot, but not to this extent by any means.
right. Well, it just helps. Like I wrote a contract with it last week.
Right.
I gave a sample contract for Vermont just so it have the structure or some of the language, right? And then I said create a really simple one because it's just we're doing it without agents, but it's a lawyer
Right.
state, right? But it created something very simple based on that, right?
That's
I
awesome.
mean, she's still insisting to take it to a lawyer, which is annoying, but whatever. Like the point was, I wanted it simple that she would understand it. right? Without all
Right.
the legalese. Um, but I did that for my lease option,
Yeah.
right? And whatever. So yeah, there's just a lot there. And but just these little things about like, okay, I can build a GPT that, or you could do that for, so there's people out there that are building this. Like I showed you how to do that, but if I
Right.
didn't show you, would you know? Would you think to Google it, or would you think it was complicated? And so people are charging $1,000 for a GPT for their website. So they don't
Right.
have to have a receptionist
Right.
or a customer support staff. So for them, it's worth it. They're saving 20, 30, $40,000 a year by having that built. So for them to spend a couple thousand to not have to think about it is worth it.
Right. Absolutely.
Right. So
Awesome.
anyway, it's fascinating. There's a lot there, but well, I think, I mean, unless you guys have any questions, but like, so the nice part is high levels pulling in AI. So you could hit the button, type up an email and hit like rewrite for me using AI and it will,
Yeah. That's
right?
awesome.
Create a
Yeah.
workflow, create whatever, create my website. There's a lot of these that are doing these GPTs into high level to do a lot of this, but you got to play with it and figure out which ones you're going to do, right? And most of us, you know, we're not going to be AI experts,
Right.
right? We're going to use it to help us and maybe see another opportunity to be able to help others, right? Or to make more money with it. But for the
Yep.
most part, we're just going to use it to make our lives easier, which is fine,
Yeah.
right? I mean, prop AI, I mean, it's just a dialer that learns
Yeah.
with a
True.
voice. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
No,
all that it is, right? LOI Blaster is pulling things and it's not even AI really. It's
right.
just taking your template and plugging in the numbers and emailing it out. That's all that it's doing. It's a pretty simplistic,
Right.
again, not judging, just saying it is, right? It's
Yeah.
doing a job that you would have had to pay somebody to do,
Yep.
right?
No, that's awesome.
Um, yeah. So, well, thank you guys. You guys were my most attended people.
Thank you. No, this
Thank
is
you. This
awesome.
was fun. I was like glad to be able to do it. And like, so I like created on YouTube, you can have your like what do you call it? Your lists basically of like you can segment your content basically. Like one's about business building, one's about exiting, one's about so I did one for high level.
Right.
So all of the videos are there. So that way they're easy to find, right?
Right.
Um, because you maybe don't care about the candy store, right? But you might, I care, but that's a whole different story, right? So, but they're there, and what I'm trying to do is I'm just like including, because I think what I'm going to do is like put it out there to the sub two community for people who are starting. And then I'm
Right.
also going to, after they sign up, say also, do you need a title? Like, do you need help setting up your LLC? Do you need
Right.
help doing this? Do you need help doing that? Right? Isn't that what we're supposed to be doing? Yes.
Yes.
So,
Absolutely.
right? So that's kind of my goal there. Because again, this is pretty easy for me. And it just intros it. And then I have two different people from the Owners Club who's like, I'll help you do that, build it out. I'm like, cool, that sounds good. Because I don't want to be building everybody's funnels. But if they have an automation that will be helpful to do that and get everybody, because here's the thing. Do you want a perfect website? Or you just want a website and be able to be done?
Right.
Right?
Right. Yeah.
Get one up there and get your lead magnet and get your ads up and get your all the things so you have a place to send people on your
Yeah.
content and then go from there. Then figure out what you want.
Yep. Exactly. That's
Better to have something than nothing, right? Imperfect forward motion.
so for your the pricing and stuff and like what it
Yeah,
includes, do you want to chat about that now or do you want to do
we
something?
can. No, that's totally fine. I mean, basically all that it is like so what I did was there's a monthly.
Okay.
And we'll continue like as we figure out people want more, right? Because not everybody wants the done for you. So the done for you would get you the email set up, the domain set up, the SMS set up. Now, in order for SMS to get approved, you have to have a landing page with all your privacy, your terms, all of
Right.
that stuff, which is why I said we'll do a landing page because you have to have that to get approved anyway.
Got it.
And for a lot of people, they're going to get frustrated at that place because it's complicated and you have to pay for it every time and it's a big pain in the neck. So, now, and so I think I said email, domain, SMS, which would include a landing page, your privacy and terms, all of that done. And then just a very basic like welcome website. And we'll have like a form, like with your general, like your
And a lead
business information.
magnet by any chance or no?
Yeah, no. So, and what the lead magnet, so probably won't create the lead magnet because everyone's going to want something different.
Okay,
But I gave you some ways that it'll create it, but we'll have it, the landing page will be delivering the lead magnet. So it'll be
got
done.
it.
Do you see what I'm
Okay.
saying? So we'll create a
Yep.
basic workflow, a welcome series like, hey, welcome to my world. Da, da, da. And we can figure out what that looks like. The
Got it.
idea was to get something pretty simple, even just a welcome email, like, here's the thing that I promised, right? And then the second email could be, an hour later, it's like, hey, did you get the thing? Right? And
Right.
then there was like, hey, what are you interested in? Reply and hit me back, right? And then you could decide what you want to do after that, right? But at least you've got something. So the goal, I think, of Boston was, okay, we're going to have our content, which is driving people to find us, to get something we're offering, and to have a place to be able to collect their data and give them the thing we promised. That was kind of the goal.
Right. Yeah.
And I think everybody needs to have that in order to be able to go on to the next thing. And then my thought is for the 2 levels, right? I think I did 50 if you just were going to do your own thing, whatever, cool. If you want ongoing and like the ongoing classes and stuff, like let's just say you wanted to set up a form, an intake form, so you'd have all
Right.
the data, right? Then we could do that on a class. We'll record it, we'll put it out there, and then we can build it. Or if it's already been done, we can just share it, whatever, right? If you get stuck. We could talk about other apps you want to bring in and how to integrate them, that kind of stuff. And then there was the setup, the done for you, which was the setup for the initial pieces, just so you have a functioning site,
Right.
right?
Yep.
Because they will require some stuff from you, like I don't know where you bought your domain. I don't
Right.
know what your access for your domain is, right? I'm happy to put the records in, but I have to be able to get to it, right?
And I already have a website, so
Yeah.
can you work with the one it's through
Who is it through?
oh gosh, what's the big one? That's not Wix, but the oh shoot.
GoDaddy?
I bought it through GoDaddy, but I had it done by somebody else, and I'm trying to remember the name of the
Oh, WordPress?
WordPress. Yes, thank you.
So WordPress actually works really well with high level.
Okay, good.
So they
Okay.
work together. Yep. And so
All right.
you can, but what we would do for the extra things is build a subdomain for
Okay.
the lead magnet and all that, so that they would live on high level because you want those forms to be able to be
Yes.
working within the CRM.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Right? But
Yeah.
but there's a way, and I know I haven't worked in WordPress in a while, but I know there's a way to do that, and it's a good one to work with high level.
Okay, gotcha. And so the done for you is like the 497, right?
It's
And
a
then
one-timer, and then
is
just
the
get
one,
everything set up.
and then the
Yeah.
50 is normal, but if I want you to help me throughout it, it was
Yeah,
like
and that's
97.
97 a month. It's like, right. And it's
Okay.
ongoing, and again, and you don't have to stay forever. There's no contract. So like if you like, oh, my friend has one, she's gonna give it to me free, then we just transfer it. It's
Or
not
if
a
I
big
need
deal.
the help now, the 97
Right.
classes, but then
Yeah.
I could downgrade down
You
the
could
road.
always downgrade. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And that does, so at that $50 or $97 price,
Mhm.
those price points include, like, can I have 2 users?
You can have as many users, you can have as many domains, you can
It'll
only
do
have
all
one
these things.
email, all those
Okay,
things, right? It's just, so if you were to go to high level and get your own, it would be 297. So you're
right,
just buying a white level version, and then they have an agency level. So let's just say you decided someday you're going to have this business and like you're going to have your own agency account, and then you could sell white label versions based on what you've set up that other lenders need.
right.
You
Okay,
could do that, right? You could build that out and then say, you know what, I'm going to share this. I'm going to sell this to other people that are starting in sub two, right? You
right.
could do that, right?
Got it.
And so there's a way to do that. And that's why it's a nice platform because you're not locked in anywhere.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Yep.
and then, but I mean, my whole thought was, okay, like I'm not going to make millions off of this, which is fine, but I want to be able to help with something I know. And it's easier if you're under my little umbrella to be able to
Yeah.
share stuff and to be able to get in there and fix stuff if I have to, right? If you
Yeah.
were somewhere else and I'd have to log in as you and then I can't share, it's just a little bit more complicated. That's all.
Okay.
So,
So if I wanted to do it and do the done
mhm,
for you and then do like the
yeah,
classes
yeah.
for the time being, the do I need a I can
There was
find
a link. I can share the link. I'm gonna put it underneath the email,
okay.
the videos, just for anybody
Okay.
who wants to. And then basically, and I just honestly, I skipped the owners club. I had like a little video like, hey, owners club people, this is what we're doing. That's in my funnel, but I'm skipping to the second page where it just talks about signing up and what you get and all the things it can do.
Okay.
And then has the opt-in. And then the bonus or the extra, which think about you can always do, very
Right.
popular, is that you can do like bumps. So like it's this monthly and then this is the bump. Like the bump is, can you do it for me? Right? That's it. But that you can do that for other people is my point, right? This is like a cart system, right? So this is what's nice about it. Like I have Shopify that does that. So I have a
Right.
whole separate website that does all my econ. They have a store. I just set up a store on High Level just for smaller because my Shopify is already built out, but Shopify charges me almost $1,000 a year,
Wow.
plus fees on top of that, monthly
Right.
fees and credit card fees. So it's just like, I'd rather get this for all in one and not have to deal with it. Now, keep in mind that if you send a lot of emails, it does charge by the emails and there's a range in that.
Okay.
So, and it will explain that. So we'll go through that all, but just, like anywhere you go, you're going to pay as you go for email. If you're sending 10,000, it's going to cost you X. If you're sending 100, it's going to cost you X. And same for SMS. Like if you're texting, it just costs
Right.
what it costs. Like that is across the board. That's high level. That's not anybody in particular.
Right.
But
Okay.
you can have as many domains, you can have as many domain lead magnets, you can have as many users, you can do anything you want in that. It's because like now you have
So,
access to it.
so if I wanted to sign up and try to get started and I did
Hmm.
that today or tomorrow,
Yeah, we could
will
find
you
time
have
this week.
time before,
Yeah,
yeah, say
yeah.
before you go and
And
do
again, the good part for me is that the big busyness for me is at night, but then it's
yeah.
during the day. And I probably just have like an intake form of like, put in your data, and then I
Okay.
could cut, paste, cut, paste, cut, paste, right? And it populated.
Okay. So if I did all that, then maybe like Monday we get on a call, maybe go through and just make sure. Okay, something like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
Okay.
Cool. So you'll
Yay.
post the link so that I can get in there and I might need
Yep,
that.
yep. I will put it, I'll shoot it to you in WhatsApp. I think
Okay.
that's where most of it was anyway.
Perfect.
But
Okay.
otherwise it'll also be underneath. So,
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much. This is
all right.
amazing,
It
Tracy. I
was
appreciate
great
it.
to get to know you guys a little bit better and be able to help. Ship the canes in 3 big boxes, 1 smaller box. I actually get on the truck run. Okay, cool. Thanks, guys.
All
Have a
right.
great
Thank
day.
you. All right. Take
Bye.
care.
Hey,
Bye.